A Brief History of Seven Killings, Disc 7.
Alex Pierce. So, this source, right, tells me that the singer might have been involved in a horse racing scam at Caymanas Park some months ago. In Jamaica, people have a way of saying that if shit didn't go down a certain way, then the truth is probably not far from it.
If it no go so, it go near so.
I don't believe for a second that the singer could be involved in any kind of scam. That's just fucking crazy. But I'm pretty sure someone is taking a shit and stinking up his own house. My source even told me that one afternoon, maybe a couple weeks ago, the singer came back from Fort Clarence Beach, which already made no sense, since even I, a white man, and the embodiment of Babylon, knows that he goes to Buff Bay every morning, like clockwork. Few people seem to know why he went to Fort Clarence, which is curious. He went with some people who came for him, and only one of them did his own people recognize. Then he comes back home 3 hours later, so furious that his face was red the rest of the day. Aisha left almost 4 hours ago, I think. I'm in the hotel room, still on the bed, and still looking at my belly. This whole fucking trip is a bust. I don't know what I'm doing here. I mean, I know what I'm doing here. I'm the equivalent of the National Enquirer scandal hunter for the rag that scooped the Daniel Ellsberg interview. But I'm worse than that. I'm the little lowlife that captions the photo of what some fuck with only one hit song was wearing in the studio. This whole job is just plain bogus. But maybe I should stop looking at my belly and focus. Besides, feeling sorry for oneself is so 1975. Something is coming. I can feel it. Maybe it's something in music, I don't know. I'm on my bed, smelling Aisha's perfume in the sheets and looking at the sun hitting the window when the phone rings. In the middle of something? Or somebody? He says. Nice. Been working on that delivery all morning, huh? Ha ha, fuck you too, Pierce. Mark Lansing. At some point, I need to find out how this cunt knew how to reach me. Nice day, isn't it? Isn't it a nice day? Looks like any other from this hotel window, if you ask me. Hold the fucking mayo! You're still in bed? Working girl must have been one hot bitch. You, my man, need to have a better outlook on life. For the life of me, I don't know if it's because I'm the only American here he knows, or if he's under the seriously mistaken idea that we're buddies. What's shaking, Lansing? I was thinking about you this morning. To what do I owe that act of charity? Well, lots of things. I mean, you're pathetic, but I'm your friend, so I get to tell you that. I want to tell him he's not my friend, that I wouldn't befriend him if he was all that could stop me from being butt-fucked raw by Satan and his 10 big dick demons. But he's in that one mode where he's actually interesting. When he needs you for something, but is way too arrogant to ever come out and say it. So, yesterday evening, I'm in this room with the singer. What room? What the fuck are you talking about, Lansing? I'd be much better able to talk about it without you fucking interrupting me, Pierce. What, your mom didn't have any Emily Post books when you were growing up? Raised by wolves, Lansing. Raised by wolves. I'm tempted now to go way off topic, far into fucking space, because I know how much it annoys him when I don't pay attention to what he says. In fact, I was only just now reflecting on how my mother did it, catching and killing her own meat. Seriously, speaking of Emily Post, I had an ex-girlfriend— What the fuck, Pierce? I don't give a fuck about your fucking mother or your ex-girlfriend. You should. She was fine. Not your type, though. Seriously, I could do this all day. I wish I was right in front of him to see his face get red. Pierce! Seriously! What the fuck, hombre? Hombre? That's new. I should use it so that he'll think he just started some new slang or something, because hold the mayo is going fucking nowhere. You were saying about this morning your thoughts ran on me for some reason? What? Oh, yeah! Yeah, this morning. Here I was with some guy from Newsweek, yeah? And some chick from Billboard and some other chick, yeah? I think she introduced herself as Melody Maker, yeah. They're all asking the singer some questions about this peace concert though his manager did most of the talking. Yeah, it was a conference at his house. He's fucking lying. There's no way he could have had a press conference this morning without me knowing about it. And why is Lansing speaking Cockney all of a sudden? Yeah, it was pretty quick, so they probably didn't have time to contact you. But don't worry, my man. Some guy from Rolling Stone was there, or at least he said he was from Rolling Stone, which was odd. I mean, don't you work for those guys? This guy from Rolling Stone, did he say who he was? Fuck if I remember. The second I heard Rolling Stone, I immediately thought of my good buddy Alex Pierce. How nice of you, buddy. I'm trying to think of a polite way to get this asswipe off the phone so I can call my fucking boss to see if it's true. I could say that it's just like this turd Lansing to pull some shit like this. Like somebody with no friends, you could never gauge when a joke went too far, just wasn't fucking funny. But if this is true, it would be a new low for this fucking magazine, I swear to God. Shit. Fucking shit. So they leave the real journalism to... Who the fuck knows? Robert Palmer? DeCurtis? Meanwhile, they send me off to write about fucking Bianca Jagger filing her nails while her husband records some reggae shit? I mean, if that's all they want from me, why not just send the fucking photographer who, by the way, I've yet to meet? Fuck this. Seriously, fuck this. And here I was thinking, this must blow for my buddy Alex. He just can't seem to get a break. What do you want, Lansing? To be called Mark, for one. Lansing, what do you want? I was thinking more about what you want, Pierce. 30 minutes later, I'm under an umbrella by the poolside of the Jamaica Pegasus. White men in bikinis by the pool are fatter and their wives are tanner, both of which means richer, especially given how many of these women are younger. I don't know who they are, since Kingston is not really a touristy kind of place and everybody here is here on business. Lansing was so convinced he had something I wanted that I was sort of convinced too. Now I'm here wavering between what the fuck, Alex, and maybe he actually has something I want. Either way, I'm curious. And I'm waiting at the poolside of this hotel watching a man not paying attention to his two fat kids as they leap off into the pool belly first. The older one just hit the water with a slap that fucking echoed. I watch him wobbling to the side of the pool, wanting to cry so bad, his mouth twisting into it, and he's huffing through his nose. But he looks around and sees me. Bad enough to cry while a stranger watches, but there's no way the little fat fuck is going to cry in front of his brother. I want to laugh at the little motherfucker, but figure he should catch a break. Besides, I'm here waiting on this prick, thinking about what happened 30 minutes ago. 11 a.m., December 3rd, 1976. The exact half hour I got fired from Rolling Stone. At least I think I was fired. It was like this. I got a phone call. Hello? What the fuck are you doing down there, Pierce? Hi, boss man. How's it shaking? The kids? You seem to overestimate the closeness of our relationship, Pierce. Sorry, boss. What can I do for you? You also seem to think I like wasting phone calls. Where's my fucking story? I'm working on it. 200 words on whether Mick fucking Jagger flew into Jamaica with or without Bianca, and you still can't get me a fucking story? How is this hard? I'm working an angle, boss. You're working an angle. Let me make sure I heard you right. You're working an angle. I didn't send you down there to run a fucking con, Pierce. I sent you down to put some shit together for a fucking photo essay that should have been on my desk days ago. Hey, boss, please listen to me. I'm sitting on something big here. Really big. Square biz, man. Quit with the fucking jive talk, Pierce. You're from Minnesota. That wounds me, seriously. But it's major. Some serious shit surrounding the tough Do you read the magazine you work for? We already did a story on him in March. I suggest you read it. With all due respect, boss, that story was a fucking piece of shit. I mean, come on, the guy was getting off on his fucking self. There's nothing in it about the singer or what's really going on here. I'm meeting the son of the CIA boss in 30 minutes. Yeah, I just said CIA. I mean, some major Cold War shit is about to blow, boss, and did you hear a single thing I just said? One sec. Not Helvetica. Anything but Helvetica. And for God's sake, that pic of Carly Simon looks like Steven Tyler about to give a blowjob. Alex, I'm here, boss. I said we already did him. And we already did Jamaica. If you want to keep up with that shit and not do what I sent you down there to do, maybe you should give Cream a call. Oh, so it's like that. Well, maybe I will. Don't fuck with me, Pierce. Jackson says you haven't even spoken to him yet. Jackson? The fucking photographer, dipshit. Did you send somebody else down here? What are you talking about? You heard me. There's someone else here from Rolling Stone. Not on my watch, Pierce. Really? You wouldn't be sending some real journalist out here now that you smell a story, would you? Jamaica has no fucking story. If somebody wants to go write a story on their own and not on my payroll, that's their fucking business. You, on the other hand, I'm paying for. So it's not a case of, this looks too big for Pierce, he's too green, so send in the pros. Green is not the color I think of when I think of you, Pierce. Really? What color would that be? A story with photos of Jagger squeezing some bitch's tits on my desk in 2 days, or consider yourself fired. You know what? Maybe you should consider this to mean I quit. Not when I'm the one paying for your fucking trip, Pierce. But don't worry. As soon as you bring your corn-fed ass back to New York, I'll do myself the pleasure of firing you. Then he hung up. So technically I'm fired. Or at least I'm going to be. I'm still not sure how I feel about that. Jagger brought his wife with him? Or that blonde he's fucking around with? How's that gonna work with his manhunt for black pussy? It's weird. In all this, I see Mark Lansing coming towards me. He's right over there looking exactly like that white man on the cover of the How to Speak Jamaican Handbook. Olive green cargo pants rolled up to the calf, black sneakers, and a red, green, and gold wife beater that's already inched up off his belly button. Judging from how the wind keeps blowing it, a rag's hanging out of his back pocket. Jesus Christ. A Rasta tam on his head with blonde bangs hanging out. He looks like he just joined Fags Against Babylon or something. I really wished it bothered me more that I was out of a job. Earth to Alex Pierce! Somehow he managed to throw himself into the chaise longue beside me, pull off his pants to show purple bikini trunks, and order a Mai Tai without me even noticing a thing. A pack of smokes too, Jimbo. Marlboro. None of that Craven A shit. Sure thing right now, Mr. Brando. The waiter skipped off. I try not to think that he's confirming my suspicion that every man in Jamaican tourism sucks cock. Alex, my boy! Lansing. That must have been some poontang you got last night if you're still daydreaming about it, mon. I yelled out your name 3 times, mon! Distracted. I'll say. The waiter came back with his cigarettes. Hey, Jimbo, I asked for Marlboros. What's this Benson and Hedges shit? I look like some British fag to you? No, sir. Magnificent apology, sir. Yes, sir. No Marlboro, sir. Fuck. I'm not paying for this shit. Yes, sir, Mr. Brando. Damn straight. And freshen up this fucking drink while you're at it. Tastes like water with a hint of Mai Tai. Right away at once, apologies, Mr. Brando. The waiter scooped up the Mai Tai and skipped off. Lansing turned around and smiled at me with this "finally we're alone" look. So, Lansing. Mark to my friends. Mark. Who the fuck is Brando? Who? Brando. That's the 3rd time he called you that. No, I didn't notice. You didn't notice a man calling you the wrong name 3 times. Who the fuck can understand what these guys say half the time, right? Right. Given who he is, the fact that he's using a fake name should have sent my conspiracy theory instinct into overdrive. But this is Mark Lansing. He's probably only now hearing of James Bond. So what's this about a press conference? More like a press briefing, really. I really thought I would see you there. Guess I'm not enough of a big shot. You'll get there. Fuck you, purple bikini-wearing asshole. Who's the dude from Rolling Stone that was there? Dunno. but he was asking a whole lot of questions about gangs and stuff, like anybody wants to hear about that from the singer. Gangs? Gangs! About some shootout in Kingston or some shit like that. I mean, seriously. Then he asked him how close he was to the Prime Minister. Really? Uh-huh. All I kept thinking is, where is my buddy Alex? Nice of you. That's me! Nice. I can get you in. In fact, I've been with him nearly every day this week. I'm so high that even a kite would go, "God damn, Dickie!" Met him a month ago when his label boss hired me to get a crew together to film this concert. Even brought him a pair of cowboy boots, a big, shiny pair of brick red ones from Fry. 'Cause, you know these Jamaicans, they love their cowboy movies. Fucking boots cost a fortune too, I hear. You didn't buy them? Fuck no. Who? So we got exclusive rights to film the concert. They hired you to film the concert. Didn't know you were a cinematographer. There's lots about me you don't know. Clearly. You want a Mai Tai? It's a piece of shit, but it's free. Nah, I'm fine. So, what's the favor you're gonna do for me, and what do you want? You always this crass? Hey, where's my fucking drink? Look, buddy, I only want to help you out. Here's the thing. You want to get in with the singer, right? You want to be so up and close that it's only you and him. Well, yeah. I can make you part of my crew. You'll be the journalist or some shit. I am a journalist. See? You'll play along just fine. Brother, I have unprecedented access to the singer. Nobody ever had that before, and nobody ever will again, certainly no film crew. Hired by the label boss himself, and we're to film everything. Hell, we could probably film him taking a shit or fucking that Libyan princess he's supposed to be schooling on Mandingo sex. I'll film some of your interview for the doc, but you can use it for whatever you want. Wow. That sounds really cool, Mark, but why? You travel light, Pierce. Always. Easier to run. I got some extra luggage that I need someone to take back to New York. Why not just pay the extra money? I need it to get there before me. What? Look, I make you part of my crew. When you fly back to New York, you take one of my bags for me. Simple. Except nothing is ever simple. What's in the bag? Film stuff. You're giving me the singer in exchange for a baggage tag. Yup. Appearances are deceiving, Lansing. I swear I only look like an idiot. Cocaine or heroin? Neither. Pot? You're shitting me. What? No, what the fuck, Alex? There'll be somebody to take that bag from you at JFK. What are you, the spy who came in from the cold? Rasta don't work for the CIA. Ha. Been watching too much James Bond, have we? The bag will contain footage. Of what? What the fuck do you mean, of what? Of the doc! This thing is on rush order, buddy! His boss wants it to air the day after it's filmed. Right now, as soon as we film it, we ship it. I see. I hope so. I don't trust strangers, and those fuckers in customs will expose that film like the fucking idiots they are unless somebody, white, explains it to them very carefully. You want to come to 56 Hope Road tonight? What? Fuck yes. I can either pick you up or you can meet me at the gate. Pick me up. What time? 7. Cool. Thanks, Mark. Really? No problemo. When you supposed to leave? End of the week, but I was planning on staying a little longer. Don't do that. Leave. Huh? Leave.
Nina Burgess. 3:30 p.m. I checked the Timex. Just as I was about to leave the house for Hope Road, my mother dials me to say, "Come at once to the house." That's exactly what she said. Come at once to the house. For some reason, it made me think of Danny. Somewhere in the US with a wife by now, or at least a girlfriend who knows where he's coming from, and who didn't give a moment's pause the first time he brought up oral sex. He must be married by now. I don't know what that means, the man that got away. One time I was cleaning up my parents' house because they went on a trip and I thought to surprise them. I'm arranging my father's fishing equipment in the back room when his tackle box fell. Inside it was a letter he wrote in red ink on yellow legal paper. It took me 30 years to write this letter. That's how he started it. The woman that got away is what I was thinking. Then I wondered if everybody has that person that haunts them, the one that got away. On the radio news at 12, the Women's Crisis Center was threatening to stage another walk for peace, all dressed in black and carrying a coffin. Upper middle class women here love to feel they can cause drama, but they're just looking for shit to do. I'm not sure why I'm thinking all this stuff, and it's way too early to try to find some big cosmic Carlos Castaneda thing to tie it all together. I was still shaking from cussing out my sister. I didn't shower, even though I couldn't remember if I took one when I got home last night. Excuse me, this morning. I took a taxi to my parents' house, thinking about what the embassy said when they turned down my visa a month ago. I didn't have enough ties, nothing in the bank account, no dependents, no gainful employment. Yes, they said gainful. Nothing to reassure the American government that I won't disappear once I land in the big old USA. As I was leaving the embassy, this fat man wearing a yellow shirt and a brown tie came up to me like he knew the look on my face. Before I could imagine the countless pathetic women who have come out of this same embassy with that same face, he asked me if I want a visa. I usually don't listen to that shit until he opened his passport, and I saw not only a visa, but stamps from Miami and Fort Lauderdale airports. Him know a man who know a man who know one American in the embassy who could fetch me a visa for $5,000. That was salary for half a year. I didn't have to give him the money until I saw the visa, only a passport-size photo, which I already had in my bag. I think about the news report a month ago about 10 people shot. I don't know why I believed him, but I did. I didn't get to my parents' house until about 1 p.m. Kimmy opened the door, wearing a dress. Except it wasn't one of her daughter Jean's dresses, or long skirts with dust all over the hem. A she not joking good girl purple dress with no sleeves. A sheath they call it, as if she's just about to do the interview section of a beauty contest. No shoes. She behaving like the little girl in the house. She didn't say a thing to me, and I certainly wasn't about to say anything to her, even though I had to bite my lip not to ask if Ross Trent dept on the premises. She opened the door looking away the whole time, as if she was only letting in a cool breeze. She can kiss me ass, is what me thinking. And it's getting easier and easier to think it. Let's hope this is just my mother asking me to go get her prescription at the pharmacist who dishes out an extra few pills or something. One of those things she never asks Kimmy to do. My mother is usually crocheting or cooking whenever I visit. But today, she's sitting in the red velvet armchair my father sits in whenever Dad's army is on. She's looking away from me, even though I said hello twice. Mummy, you tell me to come over here. What can't wait? She still isn't looking at me, just pressing her knuckles into her lips. Kimmy is at the window walking back and forth, not looking at me either. I'm surprised she didn't just jump at me saying that it's not like Mummy is taking me away from anything important. There's a new crochet on the coffee table, probably from Mummy working all night. Pink thread, and my mother hates pink. She also usually crochets into some animal-shaped thing, and this doesn't look like anything I recognize. She crochets mostly when she's nervous now, and I wonder if something happened. Maybe she saw one of the men who attacked her. Maybe it was a gardener next door, and maybe they feel somebody is watching the house. Maybe they came back and stole something and threatened my parents to not say shit to the police. I don't know. But her being nervous is making me nervous, and Kimmy hovering around like she couldn't do anything about it until I came makes it feel even worse. I look around right then to see if anything is out of place. Not that I would know if it was. Kimmy is pacing and pacing. Kimmy, stop moving up and down like some damn monkey, my mother says. Yes, Mummy, she says. I want to repeat it like a teasing 6-year-old. Yes, Mummy, my ass. The way Kimmy jumps back 10 years to make her parents baby her, you'd almost think she was a son and not a daughter. And my own daughter. Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ. Mummy, talk to your father. About what? I said talk to your father. Talk to Daddy about what? I say that to her, but I look at Kimmy, who is now making a show of not looking at me. Even a coolie would have been better, but my God, it's so nasty. I can smell it on you. What are you talking about, Mummy? Don't you dare raise your voice at me. Don't you dare raise your voice in this house. All those years of bathing and I still couldn't wash the slut out of you. Maybe you should have get more beating. Maybe I should have just beat it out of you. I'm standing now. I still don't know what you're talking about, I say. She is still not looking at me. Kimmy finally looks around and tries to give me a blank stare, but she can't hold it. She looks away. So, you're a whore now, or just his whore? I'm not a whore. What the hell? Don't swear in my damn house. I heard all about you being the whore for that damn singer in his house. How much he paying you? All these months you're not having decent work. I'm here wondering, how is Nina getting by without gainful employment? How? Since she's not asking for money and she don't have any friends. I have plenty friends. Don't interrupt me, my damn house. I buy this damn thing with me and Mr. Burgess' money. Yes, Mommy. Pay for it cash with no damn mortgage either. So don't think you can backtalk me in my own house. My hands are trembling like I just spent 3 hours in a deep freeze. Kimmy starts to walk to the door. Kim Marie Burgess, you keep your backside quiet. Tell your sister how it's the big news, clearly that she's debasing herself with that Rasta. Debasing myself? Debasing myself. Kimmy has a Rasta boyfriend. You comparing him with what you're wasting your privates on? At least he's from a good family, and he's going through a phase. A phase. A phase. Like what Kimmy is going through. I swear, every time I think of you and that singer in some nasty bed smoking weed and getting pregnant, I want to vomit. You hear me? I want to vomit. You is such a nasty little girl. I bet you just bring all sort of head lice into my house. Mommy, all those years of schooling, to become what? One of him woman? That is what high school education provide for these days. Now she's sounding like Daddy, and I wonder where he is. Kimmy. She did it. My mother is shaking so hard that when she gets up, she falls back down in the chair. Kimmy rushes to help her like a good daughter. She told them. She told them something. And she knows me too. She knows I'm not going to tell them about her, because one bad daughter would depress my mother, but two would finish her off. She's counting on me to be the good daughter who will take anything. And she's right. I'm almost impressed by the bitch. All I can think of is you bringing that ganja smell and frowsy arm into my house. I can smell 'em on you. Disgusting, disgusting. Oh, and you can't smell it on your other daughter. Don't bring poor Kimmy into this. Poor Kimmy, so she can sleep with Rasta. Don't you dare get impertinent in here. This is a God-fearing house. God know that is nothing but hypocrite in here. Kimmy get to mess with Rasta. He is not a Rasta. Go tell him that. In fact, go tell your daughter that and see if she stay with him. From when you were a young girl, you always going after your sister. All this hatred and envy. For what? We never treat one of you better than the other. And yet you still have that nasty streak in you. I should have beat it out. That's what I should have do. Beat it out. Oh, yeah. And when nasty man was beating that jewelry and savings out of you, you did like that? Don't talk to my mother like that, Kimmy say. You shut your ass clot, you little bitch. Like say you good. Don't talk to your sister like that. You always take her side. Well, I need one daughter who is not a slut. Even a coolie wouldn't be so bad. Your damn daughter fucking a Rasta too. Morris! Morris, come down here and talk to your daughter. Get her out of my house. Morris! Morris! Yeah, you call Daddy. Call him so I can tell him about your little favorite little girl right here. You shut up, Nina. You already do this family enough damage. I'm the one saving this damn family. I don't remember asking any of my children to save anything. I don't want no damn room in some Rasta compound with no wife sharing and little children smoking ganja. Morris! I want to grab something and fling it at Kimmy, who still has not looked at me once. You're probably already carrying one of his children already, my mother says. She sounds like she's crying, but no tears are running down. Kimmy is rubbing her back. She is thanking Kimmy for helping her poor mother through all of this. I'm done. There is nothing left to say. There is nothing to do but wait for my mother to say something. I thought I would want to just go over there and grab Kimmy by the neck, but I watch her rubbing my mother's and feel sorry for both of them. But then she says, Mommy, tell her about the waiting outside his gate. What? Oh my God! Now she's waiting outside his house like some lady of the night? Even he now realizes she's trash. Lord, look what my family coming to. You fucking bitch, I say to Kimmy, who looks at me blank. I said I don't want such language in my house. If you can't help being a damn slut, at least try not to talk like one when you're in my house. I want to say, and what about the slut that's now rubbing your back? How, no matter what Kimmy fucking says or do, they always have an excuse or justification for it, as if they have been backstocking on excuses from the day she was born and can pull one without a second's notice. I want to say it, but I don't. Kimmy knows I won't. Kimmy knows I'm the good daughter who'll stay good, even when it's worse for me. I'm almost impressed by how much I underestimated her. I'm almost impressed by how far she has gone and will more likely still go. I want to say that at least no man will ever beat me and lead me to think it's just a strike for the struggle. But I don't. Instead, my heart is pumping, and I can only think of grabbing a knife, and dull one, a dinner knife, and walking to her with it in my hands. Not stabbing her or cutting her. Just have her see me coming, and there's nothing she can do about it. Here I was in this fucking house with people I spent all day with yesterday, standing like a goddamn fool for something I don't even want anymore. I bet Kim is happy. She gets to take goody-goody Nina down a peg. Down there not scratching you with all that lice? It not biting you down there? How can you even stand there? Dear Lord, what kind of nasty daughter me have? I want to vomit. Kimmy, I want to vomit. Is all right, Mommy. I'm sure she don't have no lice. How you know? Them Rasta man nasty, you know. I don't care how much money he think him have. They is all just nasty and stupid. Stand 20 feet away, you can smell them coming. No, it not scratching with lice. Him did smell better than baby powder, I say, and regret before the last syllable comes out of my mouth. I want to grab Kimmy and just shake her, Just shake her hard like a damn baby who won't be quiet. Morris! Morris! I don't want no damn nasty Rasta bastard picnic, you hear me? I don't want no Rasta picnic in my house. I look at Kimmy and wonder if this is what she wanted, if she didn't realize it would get like this. My parents get attacked, and she stays away. Not because she can't deal with them being attacked, but she can't deal with any situation that she's not the center of, even tragedy. Well, good for her. She wins. She knows I'm not going to say that she fucked him too. She knows I will try to keep the sanity she's dead set on taking away from her mother. I almost admire just how devious the bitch is. I want her to look at me and smile, just to show that she knows that I know that she knows. My mother keeps shouting, Morris! Morris! Like it's a magic spell where he's supposed to appear. The leather strap tears across my back, the tip landing at my neck like a scorpion just stung me. I scream, but the strap slices across my back again, and then 2 times on the back of my leg, and I fall. My father grabs my left ankle and yanks me to him. My skirt pulls up, and my panties are showing. He grabs me with his left hand and beat me with his belt. I'm screaming, and Mummy's screaming, and Kimmy's screaming. And he's beating me like I'm 10. And I'm screaming for Daddy to stop. And all he's saying is, Damn girl need discipline. I'm going to discipline you in the bumbleclot house. No, Daddy, please. Daddy! Discipline! Discipline! And he beats my bottom and beat it again. And I twist and the belt cuts my right thigh. And he's swinging. And don't care where he hit my knuckle when I try to grab the big leather belt with all the rivet because he loved cowboy belts. And I can smell my welts and screaming, Daddy! 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 And Mummy screaming, Morris! 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 And Kimmy just screaming. And the belt cutting all over me. I twist and it hit me right in me pussy and I scream. And Daddy saying, discipline and discipline and discipline. And he kicked me. And I know he kicked me. And he's swinging and I'm struggling. Let go of my foot. Let go off my foot. Let go off my foot. And I swing round and my right foot kicks him in the chest. And it feels like an old man's chest. And he falls right back and coughs. But it's only the air, not the sound. And I'm still screaming. No words. Just, nah, nah, nah. And I grab the belt. And I go over him and I swing it on his legs. And I beat him. Beat the son of a bitch. Beat him. Beat him. Beat. Nah, 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 nah. And my mother scream again. Don't kill my husband. Don't kill my husband. And he's coughing, and I see that I was beating him with the buckle, not the strap. And I turn, and I tighten the belt around my knuckles, and I look at Kimmy.
Barry DeFlorio. My secretary came back to me saying that Louis Johnson's secretary had no idea where he went, which was her code for saying that she wasn't telling. I had to get up from my own damn chair and walk down the corridor to this woman's desk to ask if she enjoyed working here and plans to do so in the future. And should she plan to, then it was best to remember that she works for the federal government of the United States of America, not Louis Johnson. I could see her eyes widen, even within the huge frames of her pink Batgirl glasses, and her forehead wrinkle, even though that severe, car-grease ponytail didn't fucking budge. Takes years in the embassy to learn to not look scared, and she was almost there, almost. But you could tell she hadn't quite yet figured out how to gauge the level of threat lying in a passive-aggressive remark from a superior. She couldn't tell if I was fucking with her or not. Ligony Club, Knutsford Boulevard. I've been there, of course. Reminded me of the Gentlemen's Rodeo Club in Buenos Aires, and certain clubs in Ecuador, Barbados, and South Africa. Ligani Club, at the very least, had dark-skinned people, and quite a few Arabs doing the let's pretend we're white thing, which just never gets old. I leave the office and drive straight out onto Oxford Road, where people are still waiting, in the sun, for visas, and head west. At the intersection of Oxford Road and Knutsford Boulevard, I turn right, heading north. The guard at the gate takes a look at the white man in the car and doesn't ask questions. The green Cortina is at the end of the parking lot. I park at the other end, even though I'm sure that Louis doesn't know what car I drive. Inside, the dining room was packed with white men dressed in suits on lunch break and beautiful brown women in tennis skirts drinking rum and cokes. I heard them before I saw them, Louis throwing his head back, then slapping De las Casas. Of course it was him. At first I wanted to go over there and ask Louis what the fuck was up and do it in front of De las Casas. God, I hate that guy. He has this thing about him I only see in beauty queens and politicians, this of all my mother's kids, I love me best kind of thing. He thinks he's a revolutionary, but is really just an opportunist. Louis and Luis. Now there's a comedy sketch waiting to happen. I'm at the far end of the bar trying to not look like I'm looking over. Somewhere, someone is writing a spoof of a spy novel, and I'm the idiot at the bar trying to be James Bond. Hell, if I'm going to do this, maybe I should order a martini. They both get up, and I suddenly realize that they may have to pass me to get to the parking lot. Johnson walks over to the open archway a few feet from his table, and the Cuban follows. Outside in the lot, his car driving out. I'm on the road in seconds, his car still only a couple 100 feet away. Thank God rush hour is rush hour everywhere in the world. I haven't had to follow a car since working with Adler in Ecuador. Yes, I'm too old for adrenaline, but damn if it doesn't take you over anyway. I really like this. I really like this. Maybe I should translate all this energy down to my cock and fuck, well, somebody. Louis makes a left on Trafalgar Road into more traffic, then turns left again, 100 or so yards down on a road I don't know. Then he goes south, cuts across Halfway Tree Road, and before I know it, I'm in the ghetto. Or at least the houses have gotten smaller, and the road more narrow, and more roofs are just zinc sheets held down with bricks. Cement walls have turned to zinc with graffiti about the fuckery, PNP, Blackheart men, under heavy manners, and Rastafari. If I focus on them, on the green Cortina, I never have to think about how fucking bonkers this is. Me, a white man, driving through what must be the blackest ghetto in Kingston. Halfway Tree is rough too, but I have never seen this. The thought comes that I might not know my way back, but I swallow it. They've picked up speed. I want to kick the gas, but some little girl in a blue uniform might run out into the road at any minute. Louis knows these roads. He's come down here before. He comes down here a lot, I think. I didn't even notice that my foot had pressed down on the gas, but I can hear my own car, see my hand twist the steering all of a sudden, and the car swinging left, then first right, then over an exposed manhole. The car is hopping over bumps, jumping, tearing, screeching. The green car in sight, out of sight, vanishing around a corner only to appear when I skate around, behind 3 or 4 cars. God, I hope he's not trying to lose me. I almost said, "Give me the slip." I could feel it coming, but I didn't. We're on some sort of highway now. Another stretch I have never seen. The houses are even smaller, zinker, poorer, and the people outside are heading where the green car is going. They look like hills rising on both sides of the road. It's not until 20 or so feet away that I see what they are. Mountains and mountains of garbage. Not mountains, dunes and dunes, like the Sahara just switched out sand for junk and smoke. The smoke is sour and thick, like animals are burning as well. People are climbing all over the garbage dunes, even the burning ones, digging through the junk and stuffing whatever in black plastic bags. I almost forget the green car. Minutes pass. The garbage dunes go on forever, and the trail of people stuff junk into their black bags. The green car has disappeared. I stop the car, not quite knowing what to do. 2 boys with bags run across the road right in front of me, and my right hand reaches for the dashboard. Maybe I should take the gun out, at least keep it in my lap. My heart should stop pounding in a few. What the fuck am I doing here? Then 2 more boys pass, then a woman, then several women, then a trail of men and women and boys and girls passing in front and behind the car, the men and women shuffling, the boys and girls skipping and jumping, everybody carrying black bags to the other side. Someone bumps the car and I jump, punching the glove compartment so that the lid drops open and I can grab the gun. God knows how many minutes had passed before I hit the gas again. The road is still clear, but it's the highway, with nothing but rocks to one side of the road and sea to the other. Only one car passes, a white Datsun, with a driver who sticks his head out when he sees me, a black man with Chinese-looking eyes. I could have sworn he scowled, which is weird since I don't know the man from Adam. I don't get past a turn on the left before the green car shoots out of nowhere and rams straight into me. My forehead hits the steering wheel, and my neck whiplashes into the headrest. The Cuban is out first. At least I think it's the Cuban. He races over to my car, his gun drawn, and shoves it right under my jaw. "Wait, I know him. He's one of yours," he says. "Who the fuck? DeFlorio? What the fuck? DeFlorio, what's the big idea following me?" They insist on taking me to the hospital even though there's nothing wrong with me. At Kingston Public Hospital, the doctor stitches up my forehead as I try to ignore the crowd of people inside and the streaks of blood and whatever else on the floor. The doctor didn't bother to take his surgical mask off. I really want to leave, but I have no memory of how I got there. Not even after I see Louis Johnson out by reception, sitting beside an old black woman and reading the paper. "Where's my car?" "Sweetie, all stitched up? Baby, all better?" "My car, Johnson." "Dunno. Back in the ghetto somewhere. They probably scrapped it totally by now." "Funny, Johnson. Real funny." "Las Casas drove behind me, took it to the embassy. It's fine. You'll have some explaining to do to the wife, but it's not totaled or anything." "What the fuck, Johnson?" "What can I say, sweetie? I see I'm being followed. I decide that I don't dig that kind of shit. And next time, should you decide on this course of action again, at least do a better fucking job of it. Not a lot of Volvos come charging through the ghetto. Did you even know where you were? Let's go." We're heading back to the embassy on roads I don't recognize. At least, I think we're heading back to the embassy. I wish I had my gun. "You told some black guy to look out for me?" I say. "No, but Luis probably did. White Datsun." "Yeah, same one." "Who is he?" "You know, DeFlorio, I respect what you do." "Really now?" "Yeah. That shit Adler and you pulled off in Ecuador was pretty neat. Slow as shitting molasses, but neat all the same." "You don't know shit about what I did in Ecuador." "Not only do I know what shit got down in Quito, I also know this is not fucking Quito." "Meaning?" "Your silly little letter-writing campaign doesn't count for jack shit in a country where most people can't fucking spell communist." By letter writing, he means the letters that I fed the press warning people about the communist threat in Ecuador, and the ones from the Communist Party endorsing the rector of Quito Central University to scare people away from voting for him. A success. By letter writing, he means the flyers I created for the Young People Liberation Front, a communist organization I created by simply taking out a half-page ad in the newspaper and having 2 youngish-looking agents who spoke Spanish set up as leftist exiles from Bolivia in case anybody wanted to meet. We eventually demoralized the student communist movement by tipping the military police every time they met. By letter writing, he means the anti-communist front that I created and the 340 people I recruited for training back home on how to recognize and defuse the communist menace. Because I've been to Hungary, and it is a fucking communist menace. By letter writing, he's talking about what it took to get Arosemana elected, as well as thrown out once he became the inevitable nuisance Latin Americans become when you give them just a hint of power. All the while keeping this shit out of the New York Times when men like Johnson and Carlucci were fucking up the Congo. He has some fucking nerve. Don't think I don't respect your soft tactics, DeFlorio. Or you, for that matter. But this ain't Ecuador. Not even close. Soft tactics. Could have used some softness in the Congo. Congo is fine. Congo's a mess. It's not even the Congo. It's not communist. Of course. You a patriot, DeFlorio? What? Of course. What a fucking question. Well, that makes one of us. I just get the job done. Is this the part where you tell me that it's for the thrill of it? That you would do it for free? No, the pay's pretty good too. Patriot. Shit. Your problem is that you believe the bullshit from your own government. You think you have me all figured out, don't you? Every single letter that comes to Jamaica from Cuba, China, or the Soviet Union, and every letter from here that goes out there, hits my desk first. I've got a man in every leftist organization in this fucking country that even fucking Bill Adler couldn't fish out. You're no different from the 12 fucking idiots he called out. How so? All you do is fuck up. If guys like you didn't fuck up, guys like me wouldn't be needed in the first place. Right now, I just compiled a subversive control watch list that just made Bush very happy. How's your report card, Johnson? I see you got the fucking around with terrorists part down pat. Ha ha. Dr. Love told me about you. Oh, that's what he's calling himself these days? He and his dumb as shit Cuban rich boys who thought they could start some counter-revolution just because their papas could buy them little guns. Had they left Cuba to people like me instead of people like him, there'd be a McDonald's in Havana by now. Bravo. Except for one thing, DeFlorio. You're under the impression that you can do this alone. You and your kind, the fucking accountants. Motherfuckers like you don't know shit about what happens at ground level, and that's fine. Just stop kidding yourself that you don't need men like me. Remarkable. And what's your last big project, DeFlorio? A fucking coloring book. That's what. A fucking coloring book that gotta start them young, asshole. Page 6. My daddy says we're in democracy and not totalitarian state. Now color the letters CCCP. Fuck you. Hey, I for one think anti-communist coloring books are the bee's knees. Just perfect for a country where most of the population can't read. That was a fucking stoplight, Johnson. Scared. Annoyed. Tired, too. Where are you going? Figured you'd want to go home. Take me back to the office. He looks at me and laughs. Maybe you should go home. I still can't figure you guys out, DeFlorio. You're just like Carlucci. You and him. The Kissinger boys. Don't tell me what to do, Johnson. Seriously, you're something else. This is the part where you tell me I'm a loose cannon? No, this is the part where I tell you to keep your eyes on the road and not on me. What do you know, DeFlorio? More than you think, Johnson. Did you know that certain cultural elements here are trying to form their own party? Not the leftists, not the Jamericans, not the church, not the communists. A group totally different. This country is going to end the year in fucking chaos unless somebody does something. By chaos, I mean as defined by your boss Kissinger. Kissinger is not my boss. And Jesus isn't the way, the truth, and the light. You're bookkeeping, DeFlorio. You're here for the corner office, and that's fine. Somebody's got to balance the books and print pretty coloring books, but that's not what gets things done on the ground. Did you know we nearly had him 2 days ago? Almost had the fucker on a slab of concrete? Almost got the commie motherfucker? What stopped you from getting him? Don't pretend you know who I'm talking about. Who then, Johnson? Shit. You really don't know shit. The Prime Minister. Don't shit me, asshole. The Prime Minister, Michael Joshua fucking Manley. We almost got him. Wednesday, probably about 4-ish. The PNP sets up this meeting in Old Harbor. You know where that is, right? Anyway, it's just another of their meetings about the violence problem, because these fuckers just love to meet. By the way, we're still waiting on the transcript, but word was Manley was taking phone calls from Stokely Carmichael and Eldridge Cleaver all week. Anyway, for some reason, an argument breaks out, and this army guy, we need to get his name, fucking decks the party secretary. Straight punch right in the face. So, Mr. Prime Minister finally moseys in and tries to question the officer, who basically tells him to kiss his ass. Manley doesn't want to back down, but before he knows it, he's surrounded by soldiers, every single one pointing a loaded weapon. There they were in Old Harbor, soldiers drawing guns on the Prime Minister of the fucking country. But of course they backed down, and nobody took the shot. Wow, that's a pretty amazing story. Throw in a love interest and you've got Hollywood gold. Explain to me why we Americans would have wanted to get him. There's no directive to terminate the Prime Minister or any other politician in this country. This isn't Chile, Johnson. I may be a bookkeeper, but you're just a plain thug. Your tactics always amount to shit that men like me then have to mop up. Whatever works. Listen, you're under no directive to terminate anybody. Do you hear me? I'm not terminating anybody, DeFlorio. The company does not, has not, and will never work with nor condone the acts of any terrorist individual or organization. Besides, as you've said, this isn't Chile. I want to say that I'm glad he sees it that way, and that these are delicate matters that have to be handled delicately, so as to leave as little trace or collateral damage as possible. But then he says, nope, not Chile. But it's sure gonna be like Guatemala in a few days. Mark my word. What? What did you say? You heard me. No. Yep. This one's bigger than you, I'm afraid. Bigger than the company, so don't tell me about your fucking orders. No. Yep. Jesus Christ. You forget they sent me to Guatemala for a few months to observe the election. Around the same time, those pocket psychopaths with our ammo started killing everything in their midst. How long have you been training them? Not in the training biz, but unconfirmed reports would say a year. The Cuban, you're not as slow on the uptake as people make you out. How many? Come on, DeFlorio. How many, you son of a bitch? I'm not in the intel business, DeFlorio. But if I did, I would guess more than 10, less than 200. Got another team of patriots in Virginia. Remember Donald Casserly? Jamaica Freedom League. Hit us up for cash once for his little organization, which we refused to pay because he's a fucking dope dealer. What's this? Second chance for Bay of Pigs flunkies? And with an election in 13 days. DeFlorio taking the long view. Look at that. It's not like Guatemala, since they're smart, and it's not like Brazil, since they have no desire to rule the fucking country. Who the fuck is your target? I don't know what you're talking about, DeFlorio. If a bunch of men want to, say, get their feet wet, say, today, it's not my business to interfere in domestic affairs. Holy shit. You mean today? Not privy to that kind of intel, Barry. But if I were... Call them off, Johnson. Do it now, for God's sake. I wouldn't know who to call, sorry. My educated guess would be that it's too late anyway. Besides, it's the policy of the federal government of the United States to blow it out of your fucking ass, Johnson. I'll take you home to your beautiful wife. Louis, listen to me. I don't know if you're NSA, WRO, or whoever the fuck it is you work for, but step the fuck back and let diplomacy run its course. Bang up job in Ecuador, by the way. Shut the fuck up and listen to me. We've already invested, damn it. This administration knows it. The CIA director knows it. Seriously, who the fuck are you talking to? We've invested over $10 million a full year before this election. Sal at the New York Times, the 30 fat fucks in the JLP, Jesus Christ, the private sector organization of Jamaica. Why are you schooling me on this, Barry? We're two sides of the same coin. I'm nothing like you, even if those two sides never see each other. We're so fucking close, you son of a bitch. I'm not the son of a bitch you need to be telling this to, DeFlorio. That would be your little boyfriend, Georgie Bush. Besides, it's too fucking late. That's what I'm telling you. Go home. Go watch Starsky and Hutch. Go watch the news tonight. Gonna be something.
Papa Low. Me can't remember when last me walking so fast and get anywhere so slow. Maybe it's the sun working against me. She's one cantankerous burning bitch today. When me asked Josie if him did know anything about Operation Werewolf, he did shake him head and say no. But one gang have explosive, and only 2 people work with the Cuban, them and Josie. Here is what me was thinking. With him controlling the East, and me carrying the swing in the West, and maybe Tony Pavarotti keep him gun aiming at the North and the sea to the South, then we well protected. But with every man scattered to points like a map, right hand start to not know what left hand done do. Me thinking this is my fault. It have to be my fault. If the body sick, the head should did know first. No so the story go. Me and Josie stop talk. No, it's not that. A man, no. Certain men come between all of we. Man who use we, then throw we out like rubbish. Me getting tired of the wicked game. And Shatta Sheriff getting tired of it too. What a funny thing that me sure the mind of Shatta Sheriff more than me sure the mind of Josie Wales. Me is 90 yards from Josie house. The world now feeling like the 7 seals breaking one after the other. Hatterclaps are ill feeling, something in the air. 2 sevens clash in less than 30 days. I walk into Josie house, and I forget what my woman looks like. It's only a minute it take me to remember, but it scare me that I forget her face. But then, I remember a little girl that look like she, but we don't have no picnic yet, even though plenty women out there saying they boy and girl answer to my surname. I walking up the road, and passing yard after yard. One tenement, then the next tenement, then the next. All 4 floors high, fence high enough to hide the ground floor. One building pink, then the next green, then the next the color of bone. I can't even remember who make we go with them colors. Maybe the woman them. Me is 70 yards from Josie house. When a father turn away from him son, he can't act shocked when the son don't know him no more. Not that Josie is my son. He would shoot me if me even call him boy. But it's my fault. Me turn away from him because me carrying things that I used to think he can't carry. That some people do nothing but dream, and some people do nothing but act, and that both good and bad. People like Josie have no vision. People like me have no drive. I've been thinking, and I've been talking, and I've been showing people a new reasoning that is just about we and only we. No politician and no government. A different kind of system, better than the system. Where gun too heavy to carry, so nobody carry any. And where my woman and him woman and everybody woman don't work no more just to get their boss richer. You wake up wanting new because old is so old that it don't even stink anymore. It's just blowing away like dry rot. 50 yards from Josie house. I want to leave him house with me and him of the same mind. Nice and decent people. The Rastafarian show me the way. The first way Babylon fool we is to get we to think we have future in the Babylon system. And me tired of that, and Shatta Sheriff tired of that, and the singer tired of that. Every time we go to the singer house, and we see that man from Copenhagen City and man from the 8 lanes can power and reason, I just start to think that a triangle have 3 sides, but everybody always only look at 2. 40 yards from Josie house. I know what Josie planning. Plenty people going dead before it happened for real. Josie and Dr. Love, Josie and the American, Josie and Peter Nasser. There is no way the PNP can get away with this election. A PNP win is hat claps for the island. The Americans said that we is all that stand between peace and chaos, plenty and starvation. But Jamaicans can be fooled, they can be really fooled. Poor people already know suffering. If PNP win, then PNP bad become PNP worse. But still, I have to wonder about the level of bangarang a man going to perpetrate when he won't even tell me about it. When 2 people in the mix don't look like and don't sound like we. 20 yards from Josie house. 10 yards from Josie house. A line of bullet blasts across the dirt 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and cut me off. 3 Jeep jump out of the lanes and drive around me and kick up dirt like white people tornado. The dust rise and thicken and tighten. The truck's still driving round and round, but me can only hear them. The dust pecking me blind. Is not before it clear when me see that all of them already jump out of the truck, policeman and army man, all with machine gun draw, some pointing at me, some aiming at the street, searching up and down for one idiot to scratch the itch to fire. I searching too. This never happened. Even the baddest of Babylon know that the only way to get into Copenhagen City is to sneak to a loose gap or a uncork hole like the sewage. Police know better than to set foot in air, especially after what them get the last time. Soldier prefer to go back at a vantage where they can pick we off one by one like fly. I searching too, because my men supposed to be out with firepower ready long before any jeep reach Copenhagen City. But every house door shut. Josie not coming out, Josie not there. Tony Pavarotti not guarding the knot. The place looked like them town in Clint Eastwood movie that bandits empty out. 2 soldiers in green and 2 policemen, one in blue and the other in khaki and sunglasses, walked towards me. What the bumbleclot this is, eh? Me say to the khaki police. Is your name Papa Lo? Him say. He tall and his belly plumb out front like a pregnant lady. Who the rascalot? Oi. Me look like he love to repeat when me address known criminal element. He say if you be the man them call Papa Lo. You sound like you don't know. Yow! Me look like he have time for no stinking ghetto boy? He look right past me and nod 2 times. I catch it too late to duck before the soldier behind me rammed the rifle butt in me head back. He must did hit me again, because I hear 2 clap and me head get woozy. I can't hold on to even the next word that was about to come out of my mouth. Me knees dropped me. I didn't want them to. Me fight for them to stand back up, but they wouldn't stand me back up. The police and soldiers move in upon me. Them kick up so much dust that me never see the boots coming before they are inch from me face. Them kick up me face and work down to me belly and batty and balls before somebody yell that they need him alive. 2 times me wake up. 2 times they knock me back out. 3rd time me wake up, me rise from a cot and see the 3-stone wall of a jail cell.
This ends Disc 7.